What a miserable, miserable, miserable season. Uh, week 7 to 10 is just unacceptable. What going from first to third in division is unacceptable. But let's get into it.
I know you're scared. Yeah, I do too. If I were you, I know you're scared. I do too. If I were you, you better bring your A game. Bring your A game. You better bring your A game. Bring your A game. You better bring your A game. Bring your A game. You better bring your A game. 'Cause I'm a monster. You better bring your A game. Bring your A game. You better bring your A game.
Yeah, what a miserable season.
Yeah,
2 wins at home.
I'm glad it's over. Just move on to the off season. That's this team did the way this team played down the stretch. They didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. They didn't.
No, you had your destiny in your own hands. You shit it away.
Yep.
You don't show up against the fucking Packers. I mean, us as fans, we hate the Packers, but I don't think the players really care. They talk about it being the rival, but they don't share themselves. Don't play like it is.
Yeah, it's like you said, they had the destiny in their own hands.
Yeah,
They could have, if they had took care of business themselves and stopped relying on other things to happen. When you take care of business yourself, the outcome's pretty much, you just do it and see what happens. Let the chips fall where they may. This team didn't do it. They didn't.
No, they have not. They did not. They underperformed, which is typical. They do that sometimes.
And now here's a kicker. Guess what? Packers are going to the playoffs. You're not.
Well, they get to play the Cowboys, so we'll see.
It doesn't matter. They're in the postseason. We're not.
And I couldn't tell. The announcers for the Packers, they had the Packers Johnson so far down their throat.
That's every game. That's every game. Did
you watch the Bear game at all?
Yeah, I watched a little.
How in the hell is that not a penalty on
the hit on Fields?
Yes,
because when Fields was going down, he wasn't down all the way. But but you know what? How he hit him? He hit him with his shoulder. He was already engaged himself. Fields' head bounced off the turf.
But what I am saying is, how many times have we seen that call when the guy barely grazes him and they fucking call it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's another thing they can't. They pick and choose when they want to call a play, but.
Because they're fucking wearing puke ass yellow and fucking piss green, they're not going to call it on that team.
Well, and guess what? Now the NFL's got their matchup. They got Green Bay and Dallas next week in the playoffs. That's what the NFL wanted, so they got it.
We just not having to play that game. Just fucking the two teams I hate the most in the fucking league.
Now here's the thing: this team would not have fared well in the postseason anyway.
No, especially when you got a Caleb Evans out there playing.
Yeah, when you've got, and God only knows what kind of a game KLC would have called, but it's best that we hang it up for this year. You figure out what you're going to do next year and move on.
I ain't mad that we missed the playoffs. I'm just fucking the Packers fucking made it. That's just what this is. The fucking time. Only time I ever root for the fucking Bears. So this is what they turn out.
You know what? And I can't even get mad because you know what? The Packers took care of business on their own. The Vikings didn't do it. They didn't do it. I can't even be mad at Green Bay.
I'm always mad at Green Bay.
I just, you know what? They did something we didn't do. And that's on the Vikings. So guess what? Hats off to them. Whatever.
But how do you lose 3 straight games at the end of the season, all 3 division games?
It ain't hard to do.
Obviously it's not because they just proved it.
It ain't hard to do, especially when you've got a coaching staff and a head coach that really at times looked lost.
Especially on 4th and 3, you throw for 2 yards.
Yeah, it's
Right,
it's
Ty Channel looked good today.
you know what? Ty Chandler looks good every week, damn near. But
Yeah.
you know what they do? They take the ball out of his hands, and
And then,
that's on the play call.
and
It's
then,
the end of the year. Let the guy shine. I mean,
and then Justin Jefferson got his numbers, obviously, but Justin
oh,
Jefferson,
you know what, Jeff?
yeah.
He was going to get his numbers.
Yeah.
He was going to get his numbers. So that's the whole thing. What's up, Zo?
Yeah.
What's up, T Bass? What's up, Too Evil? They basically had Nick Mullins in there trying to get Jefferson his numbers. So
That's probably why he got the start. And, let's be honest, the Vikings, the Packer game, the Vikings did not show up for. But the 2 Lions games, they had pretty good chances to win those games.
I think that tells you more about the Lions than the Vikings.
Yeah. That's what I was saying during the live stream that we had.
Yeah, that tells you more about the Lions.
Yeah.
Which that's why I say it doesn't fare well for the Rams coming in there. I think the Rams could go in there and light them up.
Yeah. I think the Lions have no chance against the Rams.
I don't either. And here's the deal. The Rams rested a lot of their starters today and still won. Yeah, they won with Carson Wentz.
The 49ers rested their stuff. Carson Wentz,
the 49ers rested their guys too.
There you go, Too Evil. Carson Wentz proved that he can still win in the NFL. The Vikings should sign him for a bridge quarterback. There you go, Too Evil.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of. There's more questions with this team than answers.
Well, not only that, they have about 20, 26, 27 free agents.
Yeah, the Vikings got 27. Vikings got 27 free agents.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to. I mean, the big ones, of course, are what to do with Cousins and Hunter. Those are the biggest ones. I think Hunter is good as gone. Cousins, I'd prefer to see gone, but I think they re-sign him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people are saying Doogie Wilson says there's a number that the Vikings won't go above, but no one knows what that number is. So the top ones, of course, are Kirk. You got Danielle Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You got Mr. Useless himself, Marcus Davenport. So he won't.
Cut him. But Davenport's going to hit you. He's going to hit you for, I think, for like 12 mil in cap.
Yeah. I just eat it. I don't care. Jordan Hicks.
He can go.
And Dalton Reisner. After today, he can go. Udo Joseph.
Udo can go. Joseph can go.
Dobbs. So these are all guys who are probably not going to re-sign.
Dobbs is gone.
You got Akers and Reed. Bullard, I think they need to re-sign.
No, let him go. Get a real here's what you do. If you're gonna play the 3-4, get a real defensive end. Stop having your basic nose tackles and 3 techniques playing defensive end.
Brandon Powell, bring him back.
I'd bring him back and let KJ walk.
All right, Johnny Munt.
He can go.
You got Barr, you got Schlotman, and Quisenberry. Do we bring those back as backups?
I think they're all gone.
All right, Wanham, I think he resigns because of his injury.
Wanham's going to resign cheaper because of his injury.
All right, and then I think they've still got. I think Ben Ellison's still on the practice squad. James Lynch, he's hurt. He's gone. Troy Dye gone. Blake Brandel gone. KJ Osborne gone.
What's his name could be released? Dean Lowry.
Right. Nick Muse can't. He might resign back to the practice squad. Tonga, Theo Jackson, TJ Smith, and a couple of guys on the practice
TJ
squad.
Smith didn't even play much this year.
Yeah.
He's been on the team 2 years. I think a year or two and has
790,000 against the cap.
Yeah, I mean, you're you're not going to get a lot of free agents up here. If you do, they're going to be low level free agents. Um, you're not going to get any high price free agents. Team has no money,
I think they're 12th.
huh?
I think they're 12th.
12
Cap
what?
space.
That ain't much,
Mhm.
especially when you got it's, and that's why they want to re-sign Cousins. But yeah, it's just I think they're 27 and a half. I think
For are you talking about the
cap
dead?
space.
Oh, the dead cap space for Cousins is 28. Let's see.
And for Daniil, it's 20. Daniil, it's 20, and for even Davenport's got some dead cap money. I think he's like 10, and we didn't get anything out of Davenport this year.
No, he played 4 games, started 2 of them. So
That ain't much.
nope. Especially
That's
with
not.
how much money he was making.
Yeah, that's not much. You didn't get anything in return for him. So, um, like I said, the biggest question is going to be Kirk.
Yeah, if they re-sign him before March 13th at 3 p.m. Central, so that could. Yeah, so
I prefer they move on, but I think they re-sign him. I think
so
I think the Wilfs will re-sign him.
right now it looks like they have 32 million.
In cap space,
Yeah. So effective, they have 43 cap space, but effective cap room is 32 million because of the dead with
dead
money.
cap numbers.
Yeah, like the following players have either all or part of their base salary guaranteed for the 2024 season. So Madison is $2.7 million guaranteed.
Oh, I forgot about Madison.
Jordan Addison is 1.3. Josh Oliver is 2.5. Bradbury's 4.9.
Oh God,
Darasol is
Bradbury.
2.4. O'Neal's 12 million. Dean Lowry is 3.3 million. And Brian Murphy is 4.5. So those are guaranteed for the 2024 season.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a
And
lot of
then 4 players have game roster bonuses that are paid over 17 games for the 2024 season. It's not guaranteed. But Nick Mullins is 127,000. Dalvin Cook, they're still paying Dalvin Cook 500,000. Garrett Bradbury 250. So these are just stuff that goes against the cap they have to pay.
yeah.
Um, yeah, the workout bonuses that they so, but they have like a lot of free agents. That's where they get most of their so the dead cap space 28.5 for Cousins, 14.9 for Hunter, 6.8 for Davenport, 3.1 for Cook, 150, and everybody else is like $154,000 or less. Like,
Wait. They still got dead cap money on Cook?
yep, 3.1.
On Dalvin Cook?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I know, Mick. JJ's gonna get a massive haul. I'm to the point now. I wonder if JJ even stays. I wonder if he stays in Minnesota.
Well, it's going to
Especially,
happen, Skull Nation, unless when they do the tampering at the combine, and a team like the Falcons said they're going to give Cousins like $45 million. I don't know. The Vikings said they have a number that they're not going to go above. We don't know what that number is. But
see, here's the thing now too. Kirk and his agent think they have the Vikings by the balls because guess what? Kirk knows, especially after what happened this year, he could throw any numbers at the Vikings and they'd be desperate to sign it because they basically fell apart without him. But if the Vikings were smart, they'd be like, we've got to move on. You're coming off a major injury and we've got to move on. We need a younger quarterback. You know. Hey, T
Hey,
Bass.
guys. Hey, I got a quick question for you two resident Oregon. Since you guys on Wednesday night do Viking history, tune in, guys. This defense, talent-wise, scares the hell out of me. I know they had a shutout. Hard to do. Talent-wise, it's scary. So, question is, where would you rank this defense talent-wise? One of the worst ever. In like top 10, top 5, it's scary. And my other question was, with it being so scary and so much to fill, it's got to be a first round pick.
I think
I'm going to get off and
it's definitely talent wise one of the worst defenses. Probably
Worse than
since like 2011, probably.
the 2011 defense was bad. The 84 defense was bad. Last year's defense was bad. We won 13 games.
Yeah.
So historically, the worst is 1984. And maybe, well, I'm not even going to count Van Braun.
They finished 28th pretty much every category, 28th or 27th, right? And there was only 28 teams in 84.
Yeah, we had some bad defenses in the 80s. The teams were average, but the defenses weren't that good. But
the difference between this year and last year is the defense was playing pretty well the first half of this season.
Yeah,
but the offense faltered.
And the defense actually carried this team for about 3-4 games this year
until people figure it out.
Yeah, the defense played above its head, but talent wise, one of the worst. And just statistically, not even statistically, but they're one of the youngest I remember in a long time. But this is Harrison Smith's last game as a Vikings. I think so. I think he's gone. I think that defense next year. You've probably seen the last of Harrison Smith in a Viking uniform. Daniil Hunter.
So Daniil got a sack today, so he finishes with 16.5, I believe.
Yeah, and he's looking for defensive end money. So
you can't sign all three of them. You can't sign Cousins. You can't sign JJ.
No.
You can't sign Hunter. So, right now, I think the Vikings are going to lean towards Cousins and JJ.
Well, if they keep Hunter, I don't know if they'll keep Hunter.
But
you need too much on the defense. You need a lot of help.
How tuned into the Vikings is Wilson?
How tuned in is Doogie?
Yeah.
Very tuned in.
He says that Daniil wants to stay in Minnesota.
Yeah, Daniil said that. He said it today after the game.
Yeah,
he wants to stay in Minnesota.
But there's also a number, obviously, that he's not gonna. If someone offers him 20, someone offers him 30, he ain't gonna take 15 to stay with Minnesota.
Yeah, the Vikings aren't getting a hometown discount.
Yeah,
they're not getting it. But the Vikings, this is how the Vikings are going to get out of paying him what he wants. The Vikings are going to pay him as an outside linebacker. The Vikings want to pay him as an outside linebacker. He could get signed as a defensive end.
That's the question. Will he take that?
No, to you, Evil. I don't want to keep Cousins. So with your, and I'm not even saying Kwesi.
No, neither one of us want to keep Cousins, but we're both realistic that the Vikings, unless a team gives him like 3 years, $150 million, $50 million guaranteed.
Right.
The Vikings are going to re-sign him. If it's anywhere, anywhere between $20 and $30 million a year, I think the Vikings re-sign him.
And here's another thing too, with all the coaching changes that are coming up.
Most of them guys want a young guy.
Most of them are going to want a young guy. And depending on what Atlanta does, I'm hearing Arthur Blank wants to interview Bill Belichick.
Northeast, this is why I personally don't want JJ to get traded, is because I personally don't think that the Vikings are going to get a King's ransom for him.
Yeah, but they'll get. But here's the thing, though: if they could get something for him, but do you trust this organization to make the right draft choices?
I have more confidence in Kwesi than I do in KOC. Like Kwesi's first draft was awful. Let's just be honest. It was a total bust. I mean,
you know,
Scene didn't even play today when he could have been out there.
Scene is not on the field because he's dumb as a box of rocks.
And the second draft for Kwesi is actually not that bad. It's actually, but I said this during the live stream of the game, and I never thought I would say this. Ingram is the best guard on this team right now.
Boy, you're reaching.
Well, look who played today, Brandon Reisner. Look what happened.
You are reaching. You are reaching big time.
He's the best guard on the team.
He gave up 3 sacks today.
He didn't play today.
Who?
Ingram.
Who started for him? Brandel?
Brandel.
Okay.
Brandel and Reisner were playing today.
Well, he gets a pass because he didn't play.
Well, they put Hutchinson over Brandel. That was smart on the Lions.
That's what I would have did.
How Hutchinson's like, hey, he can't beat Darisaw, so we're gonna have to put him on the inside.
He can't beat O'Neal.
So
he couldn't beat O'Neal. I don't even know if he lined up on Quisenberry.
He did. He beat him, but he didn't beat him as often as he beat Brandel.
Yeah, Brandel. Well, Brandel technically is a tackle that they got playing guard. It's just thrown together. It was thrown together on the offensive line, but yeah, I mean, well, Ingram's got the most upside, but we're still saying that.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I mean,
Darisaw regressed.
Well, I think he's hurt. I don't think they want to say it, but I think he's hurt. I think he's still hurt.
Yeah,
we'll find out. We'll find out next year if he performs like he normally does, or if he's still doing what he's doing this year.
Well, and I asked the question too. Did the players is KLC's method falling on deaf ears now? The way his coaching, and are the players tuning him out? They got tired of his shtick?
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
especially if there's a torn in the locker room, someone gravitating towards Brian Flores.
Right.
Was it any of the offensive players going toward Flores, or was it all defense that you know of?
I know it was defense for sure. Offensively, they're frustrated by his play calling. They literally were frustrated by KLC's play calling. A lot of it didn't make sense.
Well, like it didn't make sense today. It's 4th and 3. You give the quarterback the ability to throw it for 2 yards and not get the first down.
Did they give the Lions a first down and the guy was short?
Yep. I asked Yogi because we were doing a live stream. I said, Yogi, you're a coach. If you were a coach, do you challenge that? He's like, you can't. You can challenge the spot, but you can't challenge them giving them the first down when it's short.
You challenge a spot, and
yeah.
If they had looked at it, they would have seen it was short.
Yeah, because the ball is supposed to touch the pole. That's the first.
And it was nowhere near it.
It was not touching the pole.
No.
Yeah. So, and they gave them the first down.
It
reminded me of the Michigan South Carolina game from about 10 years ago when it was the play before Jadavian Connolly knocked off the running back's helmet.
Yeah.
It was pretty much the same exact play.
Okay.
But yeah, so we have a lot of free agents. I think DJ Wanham they're going to re-sign because he got hurt. They got lucky with that injury because they could have had a chance to lose Hunter and Wanham. So if they, like I said, they have 37 right now. If they re-sign Cousins, that dead cap space, that 28.3 dead cap space is gone. So that gives them a little bit more money. It all depends on what Cousins signs for. So,
well, if they're going to sign Cousins, do not give them guaranteed money. Don't give him guaranteed money at all. If he's asking for guaranteed money, I tell him to walk.
We're talking about the Wills here, though. And so we're talking about Kwesi. I mean, does the Wills feel like, listen, Kwesi, you saw what the team was without Cousins?
Okay, You keep saying Quasi. Quasi ain't the one calling the shots.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Wilkes was going to tell Quasi, listen, we saw what this team was without Cousins.
Yeah, and the fact that the Packers finished ahead of them, that burns the Wilfs. That burns them. So I don't have much hope for this team this offseason. You're not going to get any free agents up here. That's for damn sure. If I'm a free agent, and I'm be honest, if I'm a free agent and the Vikings, I'm looking to join a team, what would make me want to join the Vikings? Especially an offensive player.
I mean, there's always players you can sign. You might have to overpay for one, but
you know what you sign? You overpay for the Dean Lowrys of the NFL.
Yeah.
That's the only thing the Vikings have. You overpay for a Dean Lowry. You're not going to get a top-tier defensive end.
So if they cut Dean Lowry, I'm wondering how much they save. It didn't say on that page I was looking at. If they cut Dean Lowry.
Isn't he like 3.3 against the cap?
They're probably not going to cut him, though.
Well, they might cut him. They might cut him. He didn't exactly set the world on fire when he was playing.
No. But
he's this. Put it this way: if you're gonna play a 3-4, I don't know whose idea. It might have been Fangio, but they've lined up a bunch of nose tackles playing all along the line, which means they're playing defensive end. No, get some real defensive ends and move them along the line. Some athletic defensive ends.
Yeah, the Vikings have 37 players on a contract right now, and I imagine that some of those aren't going to stay under contract. I would imagine they'll probably get rid of like Harrison Smith, unless he takes another discount, plays for like the league minimum.
I think he retires,
but
I think Harrison retires. The question is also Bradbury. You can cut him, and it's not going to hit you too hard. But yeah, this team has a ton
of issues.
Right. And now we also don't know if Brian Flores is going to be here.
Well, with that lawsuit, they're still saying that teams are hesitant to sign him as a head coach.
Oh, because of lawsuit?
Yeah.
Somebody will take a chance.
Because has any coaches been fired yet? Like after the game today?
Not yet, but I'm pretty sure. I haven't heard any, but I'm sure my phone's going to be blowing up tomorrow morning. But Arthur Smith is gone in Atlanta. You've got the interim coaches gone in the Chargers and with the Panthers. So you got those. That's 3 jobs. Belichick is probably out in New England. There's talk that Dabble in New York could be out. He won today, but there's been talk that he could be out.
How about the Eagles? My God, have they fallen off the map?
Serves them right. They got to be arrogant. They got to be a-holes.
Yep.
And look at them. I ain't even feeling bad for them. I think it couldn't happen to a better team. And Sirianni is an arrogant SOB if I've ever heard. He's damn near on Sean Payton level of arrogance. So, but then and also now here's a one. Antonio Pierce with the Raiders. Players want him, but Mark Davis has a severe hard-on for Jim Harbaugh. Severe. He wants Harbaugh. And the Chargers job is open. So it's, Jim Harbaugh, depending on what happens tomorrow, he's going to have, win or lose, he's going to have job offers in the NFL. Well, Zoe, here's a funny part about the coordinators this year. They have Sean Desai has a defensive coordinator. I think that's his name, Desai.
Yeah, Desai.
They demoted Desai and hired Matt Patricia. So they went from Desai to Patricia, and look at what's happened to them since they've done that. So, and then there's dissension, and there's dissension in the Eagles locker room too. Nazo, your coach is leaving Michigan. I'm sorry, bro. He's leaving. So he's out.
Yeah. So a post-game interview with Bill Belichick. With uncertainty swirler around his view, Belichick would only answer certain many questions. Asked a reporter, "Do you think you'll be back next year? I'm disappointed in how the game finished today."
Yeah, he knows. He's there. Kraft said they're going to have a meeting tomorrow, or
Yeah.
Belichick said, but everybody
like,
pretty much knows.
Belichick is like, asked him, "Oh, so you're going to sit down with Robert Kraft tomorrow?" He's like, "We always do, every year."
Yeah. So he's going to talk to him tomorrow. He's going to talk. Smith is, like I said, going to talk. I don't know if Dennis Allen keeps his job in New Orleans. Tampa Bay made the playoffs, so they're okay. One job nobody wants is that Carolina job.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that Carolina job. So if they get desperate, I hate to say this, I hope Brian Flores is smarter than that. He would stay away from Carolina.
Yeah, the Bears GM is happy with Eberflus, so he's not going anywhere.
Eberflus is staying. LaFleur is staying. Johnson is on the head coaching candidates. So he could get the San Diego job.
Right. Raiders defensive coordinator also is up for jobs.
Oh, is he up for a job too?
Yeah, Patrick Gordon.
So see, you know what? It could be hard for Flores to get he'll get interviews. It could be hard for him to get a job. Ron Rivera is probably going to be the first coach let go.
Yeah.
In Washington. So he'll be the first one to go.
The team plays for him though.
Well, it's
they just don't have talent, which is partly his fault too, because that's what he does.
Well, he also had Snyder.
Yeah.
That doesn't help either. But yeah, Ron's probably gone. I think the enemy gets that gig. I just do.
Yeah, but you can't blame the injuries. I mean, there's a lot of teams that had a lot of injuries.
Cleveland went through 4 quarterbacks too. Cleveland did the same thing, and look at what happened. So, it's with the right.
They started another one today, right? Because Flacco didn't play today.
I don't know who was the one that started today. I don't know, but Cincinnati, they rested their starters.
So AFC North, every team finished above 500. That's the first time since 1935 a division had all teams finish above 500.
I saw that. I'm like, okay. And so every team was right in it till the end.
Yeah.
If you think about the NFC North, it's a 500 division because every team was near 500 or a little above it. Detroit was 3-4 games above it. They
were 12-5 because I saw it's the second time in history that they've had 12 wins. If they ever had more than 12 wins, the Lions. 91 they had 12 wins.
91 they were 12-4. Yeah, that's right.
And they were 12-5 this year. That's the only 2 times ever in their history.
Yeah, they were every other year wins. They were either 500 or 9-7.
Yeah.
Mick, I agree with you. Biggest mistake the Vikings ever made, and they're going to pay for it. They're literally going to pay for it. They're going to be paying for it for the next few years. You have Harbaugh in the building, and you don't.
The idiot minority owner.
Yeah, and I found out who the woman was. She just, from what I understand, she just didn't like him. So they went with that, and then it was that minority owner that told Mark Wilf to call Trent Baalke and talk to him about Harbaugh, knowing damn well that Baalke and Harbaugh don't get along.
Yeah,
So
should have called
you know,
lunch.
and like I said, like I've told people, I said this before. KLC was a PR hire because they had to, before the story got out that it fell through with Harbaugh. Like as soon as it was announced that Harbaugh left, 15 minutes later, the Vikings put out a presser, said they were all in on Kevin O'Connell. Even after Kevin O'Connell told them, "Don't talk to me, I'm getting ready for the Super Bowl."
Right, and then Harbaugh was in Minneapolis. What, 3 days?
He's in 3 days. He was at the complex for damn near 2. I mean, why would you have somebody here that long and not sign him? And I was told
that's when, as a majority owner, you go, I understand you're a minority owner, and I understand you have some qualms, but we're the majority owners. This is who we want.
And then to make matters worse, that same idiot who didn't want to take him from Michigan started the BS at Michigan that's going to get Harbaugh, that's probably going to get Michigan on probation. If they go through with the investigation. But you know, it's almost like it was personal with him and Harbaugh, and I don't know why, but that move, not hiring Harbaugh, is probably going to bite this team. It's going to bite him in the ass. Buffalo just scored a touchdown, punt return.
Yeah, my wife is. I watch football all day, so I can't watch the Dolphin game.
I'm only reason I'm watching football now is every now and then somebody gets fired right about now. So just in case it should happen, I got my phone ready. My phone, like I said, phones are going to be blowing up tomorrow. So if you've got like any of those sports apps, it's going to be blowing up with coaches that got canned.
Yeah, I got the Athletic.
Oh yeah,
and I got the full service Athletic. So
yeah, it'll probably start. Well, you're in Central Time, right?
Yeah, same time. Yeah,
it'll probably start dinging about 5 a.m.
Seems that way.
It'll probably start blowing up. I don't think, and see, I don't know what's going to happen with the Vikings because they'll have their year-end presser. I agree with you, Davey. He does. He needs to. From what I understand, his ego will not let him give up play calling duties.
He needs to self-scout and realize that he can't be head coach and play caller, but he won't do that.
Right. He won't do it. So they'll have their presser tomorrow. They'll say what they're going to move on, and they'll have the team meeting. Players will be clean out their lockers.
The exit meetings.
Yeah, the exit meetings. A lot of them players are gone. You know?
That's the thing about NFL. There's no teams are exactly the same from year to year.
No, not anymore. Used to be that way back in the day. You'd have maybe one or a few changes on the roster, but the nucleus of the team stayed together. Not anymore. Not with free agency. That's went out the window. But yeah, it's I don't know what to say about this team that we haven't said already.
Well, all I got to say is 7-10 is not good enough. It's not acceptable when you have a veteran-laden team. If this was a rookie team with a rookie quarterback, 7-10 would be what I wouldn't mind. But 7-4 is not good enough when you have established players at certain positions and a coach in his second year. After going 13-4 the year before, they had injuries last year as well. So. You cannot use injuries as an excuse. Yes, injuries were different this year. You lost you played 4 different quarterbacks. I understand that part, but just other teams that are in the playoffs who also played more than one quarterback.
Well, and here's the thing too. Joe Flacco wanted to come up here.
Yeah.
You did not
fit KOC's offense.
Yeah, and you didn't sign him. So this team has literally had pretty decent players and coaches wanting to come up here, and for some reason they shoo them away, thinking they know better. And Davey, I'm starting to believe you. I'm on the boat. As long as the Wolves on this team, we'll never win a Super Bowl, let alone get to a Super Bowl. As I say, we'll be on the hamster wheel of mediocrity for the next 10 years. Yep. Yeah, it's if you're looking at the division and you're looking at how these teams stack up in their futures, the Lions' future looks good, Packers' future looks good, Bears' future looks good. The Vikings don't. The Vikings are just the Vikings. They're status quo, and that's not good. Everybody's improving except the Vikings. If anything, the Vikings are regressing.
Well, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what this team is going to do. To be honest with you, I
And
don't know who
honestly,
I don't know who they're going to
I'm-
sign, who they're going to draft, who they're going to let go, who they're going to
here's the
keep.
problem: if this team has no direction in the front office, so I know a lot of people don't know what the team's going to do. Period. That's the sad part. This team has no direction, top to bottom.
And the only football guy they have in there ended Andrew Luck's career.
Is Grigson.
Yeah,
That's it.
and like I said, he ended.
He ended
Andrew
Luck's
Luck's
career. Yeah, it's like you really want. I mean, say what you want about Rick Spielman, but
Well, yeah, we talked about that. Rick Spielman, other than quarterback and offensive lineman, he wasn't that bad of a drafter.
no, he had some swings and misses.
But all GMs have swing and misses.
Yeah.
Look at even the Eagles' great GM has got swing and misses. I mean, look, he took Rager over JJ.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but he drafted a hell of a defense, though.
Yep.
He drafted a hell of a defense. Freddie's got a good question. Who are you most bullish on? Who the Vikes should draft number 11?
Well, aren't we 10? Oh, no, sorry. No, no, yeah, I thought we were 10th.
No, we're 11th. We're 11th. If he's there, I'm going to put it out there, Jaden Daniels.
I prefer Penix. I don't know if Penix is going to be there, though.
Penix has that injury history.
I don't care.
The guy is one shot away from being done in football.
Anybody's one shot away from being done.
No, he's literally one. He's like one major injury away from being done. He's actually kind of free. He can't take hits, I guess.
I don't know. I'm not up as high on Jaden Daniels as everybody. I think he won the Heisman by default. He played a lot of. Yes, he was SEC, but he played a lot of bad teams with inflated numbers to get those numbers up that high.
I don't know if he. Well, now here's the deal. Freddie's asked, would you draft between Penix, JJ McCarthy, and Bo Nix? I like JJ McCarthy.
I would take Penix first, McCarthy second, Bo Nix third. I saw Bo Nix at Auburn. I don't want anything to do with Bo Nix.
I would sign McCarthy. McCarthy grew on me. He just did. I guess I've seen enough of him play, but he was, I think I could put an offense. No, well, okay. Yeah.
Well, he won today.
He won today. Off season, I might, yeah.
He'd be good for quarterback.
Well, the defense could look a lot more promising if they had an offensive play caller who would help them out by running the ball and winning the time of possession battle, keeping that defense off the field.
I know he's had 2 ACL injuries, but ACL injuries don't have the same effect as they used to. He can still run, obviously, because he's been running in the playoffs. And we don't have to worry about having we have O'Neal as the right tackle. He's left-handed, so he's set at tackle.
Is he really set with O'Neal, though?
Yeah, O'Neal is one of the best right tackles in the league.
Is he?
Yeah.
Says who? Football Focus?
Not just Pro Football Focus. Just like talk to Sirius XM. They have the former Patriot offensive line come on. but and there's like another offensive line scout that comes on, and O'Neill's is one of the best tackles in the league because when he's fully healthy, he doesn't give up very much pressures.
He hasn't been fully healthy all
Yeah, he
year.
hasn't fully healthy though. That's why. But when he's fully healthy, he doesn't give up any pressures, just like Darrisaw. I think Darrisaw's hurt. He has, he couldn't have regressed that bad.
He might have didn't he have like a groin tear or something?
Yeah, yeah.
He had surgery on it, right?
So yeah, so he may not be fully healthy yet.
Yeah.
So
Or teams just got film on him too and know how to beat him.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
yeah. I don't care about his injury history. I mean, Adrian Peterson had an injury history when he was in college. That's why he fell to 7, and he turned out pretty well.
Yeah, I'm hearing about that knee brace he wears. I have heard about that. I saw him play a couple of games. And
I'm just not high on Jaden Daniels. I know. I asked Yogi today because he takes Jaden Daniels in every mock draft, and I said, "Do you just do that just because he went to LSU and that's where your nephew goes?"
Jaden's got some skills though.
So
he's got some skills. They say Jaden is actually pro ready. He's ready.
Nah, I don't think so. I think he has to sit. I think most of these quarterbacks, except for maybe 2, have to sit.
Yeah, and they could have went in on Richardson last year.
Yep.
But I bet they go in on Jaden Daniels. I don't think there's anybody in the league that you want to.
Well, because I still, from everything I'm hearing, Williams and May are still 1-2 for quarterbacks.
And that depends on how they do at the combine.
I don't want Williams. I don't think he's a leader. When you're a quarterback, you can't throw your teammates underneath the bus like he did, especially in the NFL.
Well, he'll learn that. You do that to your offensive line or anybody in the NFL, they ain't going to block for you.
Yeah,
they're just not going to block for you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You can bitch and moan about it, but they ain't going to block for you.
And a lot of people don't want Drake May because he didn't have such a great year, but North Carolina.
I saw Drake May play the Gophers, and it was the Gophers, I know, but I wasn't impressed with May.
Yeah.
Yeah, Davey, you're right. Don't be shocked if Kwesi does trade back, which honestly they would to save money.
They only have 5 picks.
Yeah, they don't have what, a 3? They don't have a 3rd round pick.
They don't have a 3rd. So I wouldn't surprise if they drop back in the 1st, pick up a 3rd. Like drop back 5 spots, get a 1st and 3rd from that team.
Well, they don't have a lot of trade capital. That's another thing too. Only trade capital they have is that number 11 pick, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, yeah.
Yeah, and Caleb can't read defenses either.
Yeah. It's that offense. It's the same thing with Tennessee quarterbacks. They're not set up to read defenses. They're throw to the spot no matter what.
What is it? Has Lincoln Riley ever had a quarterback make it in the NFL?
Yeah, it hurts. But Hurts started at Alabama, though.
But he's credited with Alabama, right?
No, because I think it's the school you go to last. So like Wilson went to NC State, and then he graduated from Wisconsin, so he's considered as a Wisconsin quarterback.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts started at Alabama, and he finished at Oklahoma, so he's considered an Oklahoma quarterback.
How come I don't remember?
Like Spencer Rattler is considered a South Carolina quarterback because he went to Oklahoma.
Didn't he end up at Oklahoma?
He started at Oklahoma.
Okay.
And then he played one bad game, and then they benched him for Caleb Williams. And then that's when he went to South.
So basically, Lincoln Riley is Josh McDaniel of college football.
Yeah.
Which Josh McDaniel could get another head coaching job here, folks.
Yep.
He could. He could have the New England job.
If they can't trade for Vrabel. Because that's the rumor.
They're going to trade for Vrabel?
That's the rumor, yeah.
And see, Kraft is not going to get anybody. See, Kraft is not going to go outside that Belichick tree, is he?
No, probably not.
That's why
Belichick wants to keep coaching because he wants that all. He wants that record.
He wants the record, which is why he probably ends up, if any place, well,
he could go to Carolina because he can probably handle the owner.
You know what? You're right. He could probably handle Tepper.
Yeah,
you could probably tell Tepper to mind his own damn business and let me coach a team.
Yeah,
you just worry about throwing drinks on friggin' fans.
but I don't think it's good that he doesn't, because I don't think anywhere he goes he doesn't want a rookie quarterback. He's had his
fill. Or if the Giants move on from Dabble,
does he want Daniel Jones though?
Yeah, I think that I'm hearing rumblings that Dabble is out.
Yeah, but does Belichick really want Daniel Jones as his quarterback?
Belichick thinks he can win with certain quarterbacks. Belichick thinks he's a quarterback guru. But he would his coach career started with the Giants. You know?
I don't know, man. I don't know if Daniels has got Cunningham's arm.
You know what? Cunningham, for when he came out, the arm on that guy was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Wasn't always accurate, but he could launch it. He was like Michael Vick with better accuracy, put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so but Nick Mullins again, 2 picks. He's got 6 picks against the Lions this year. I mean, there's quarterbacks that go the whole season don't throw 6 picks, and he threw 6 picks in 2 games against the Lions. He single-handedly gave the Lions 2 wins, especially the first one.
Yeah,
so I don't want Nick Mullins back. He's under contract, so who knows? He might be back.
Well, Nick Mullins will probably be the new friggin' Sean Mannion.
Baker Mayfield hit a $1.5 million bonus today by making the playoffs.
Okay, did you see the ending of the Saints-Falcons game?
No.
All right. The Saints had the ball at the 1-yard line. They were in victory formation. Everybody thought they were taking a knee. They ran a play and scored. They gave Jamal Williams the ball to score a 1-yard touchdown.
So they scored more than 40 points?
They scored 48.
Oh.
They scored 48. And, Arthur Smith was ticked off about it, and he confronted Dennis Allen at the end of the game, of course. But then come to find out from what Dennis Allen said in a presser, he wanted to take a knee. The players ran the play to get Jamal Williams that touchdown. That was the players' call.
Was it a bonus?
I think it was a bonus thing.
So you're talking it was like the Rudy play at the end of the Rudy movie.
Yeah.
You got to score to get Rudy on the field.
Yeah, it was a bonus thing. So remember 2 years ago, Justin Jefferson missed out on a bonus because of Zimmer.
Yeah.
Zimmer wouldn't throw him a ball. So he missed out on a bonus.
So what does that say about the head coach if the players are going to call whatever the hell they want?
That means the Saints will be looking for a new head coach. That means they'll be looking for.
You think the Chiefs are going to call a play that Andy Reid doesn't give them permission to call?
Exactly. Oh, here's a wild card. I was going to bring this up. There's also rumblings that Andy Reid's going to retire.
I have never heard that, but
I got it from a reliable source. He's going to retire. He's seriously
he doesn't seem like the type of guy.
What else can he do? He's won 2 of the last 3 seasons.
He's like a football guy. That's what he does.
Well, yeah, but he's been doing it for 50 years. I mean, it's cost him his family. Hell, he lost his son. So it may be time to just walk away. I mean, there is nothing he can do. Only thing left for him now is the Hall of Fame. No, I do not want to bring Russell Wilson in. No,
You'd rather have Cousins.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't want neither.
Yeah, but someone made you choose the other night. You chose Cousins. I think Russell Wilson is done. I don't like Russell Wilson.
I think Russell's toast. Yeah, that's right. I did say Kirk begrudgingly. The one place that Russell could end up, Pittsburgh.
You think they're done with Pickett?
Yeah.
So, because that's another thing I heard about Cousins is going to Pittsburgh.
And then Tomlin's getting an extension. He's going to get an extension. So they could roll, which is weird. I don't know why they just don't give the job to Mason Rudolph.
You mean he's going to be the playoff quarterback? So
yeah, why just they don't give him the job full time? Pickett is probably just.
I mean, is he still considered the starter, Pickett?
Yes,
because he's hurt, right? Is he
he's hurt. Yeah, he's hurt, but well, no, you know what? No, he they brought him back. He's not on IR, and they demoted him. He was demoted because he had a presser about it, and he went off. Yeah, he was demoted. I like Minshew. Too evil.
Yeah, Minshew would be a good bridge quarterback.
Yeah, Minshew would. Yeah, I could work with Minshew. Mayfield's probably earned the job in Tampa Bay.
At least for a couple more years.
For at least a year or two. It's going to have to.
I mean, the offense still didn't look good today. They only won 9-0.
Yeah. Yeah, against Carolina.
Yeah. So they play the Eagles right now, which they could beat the Eagles. The Eagles do not look very good right now.
They probably will beat the Eagles. Yeah, they probably will beat the Eagles. Now, okay, I got a question here. Why is the NFL putting a game on Monday night? A playoff game?
Because they want the money.
That's ridiculous. So basically, whoever plays on Monday night, you're shortchanging them out of a practice if they play on, believe it or not, next Saturday or Sunday.
I'm sure the owners. It was just done by the owners. Did they approve it? I mean, I'm sure the coaches ain't happy about that.
No, that's why I'm asking.
Have they set the schedule yet?
Yeah, the Monday night game is Philadelphia at Tampa Bay.
And usually whoever plays the first Saturday game has the advantage.
And that'll be Houston and Cleveland.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
That's gonna be a good game. Those are my other teams that I like. I'm leaning to. I tell you what, CJ Stroud's the real deal. I like him
because it's weird because the Buffalo game is the last game of the regular season. They don't have a Monday night game on the last game of the season for that very reason because they don't want the team to play Monday night if they're a playoff team to have a disadvantage in the playoffs.
Which they changed because back in the day they did play.
Right.
So Monday night game.
Why do you do a Monday night game during the playoffs? The reason you don't have a Monday night game at the end of the regular season is for that reason. So
yeah.
The team is, yeah. CJ Stroud is breaking the Ohio State quarterback curse.
Oh, he's broken.
You know, with them not being able to play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they re-signed Cousins, Freddie. Unless, like I said, Dougie Wilson said the Vikings have a number. Unless some team offers him an astronomical amount that the Vikings aren't willing to touch.
Yeah.
He re-signs with Minnesota.
AC Solder, the Vikings are behind all three teams in our division. They're behind all three teams. I hate to say that, but it's true.
But we'll see with the Lions because even though the Lions have talent, it doesn't mean the Lions are going to do anything next year. The Lions can revert to back being the Lions.
Yeah, I mean we're proof of it. A year, things can change in a year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I think that's two things: the coach and the quarterback.
D'Amico Ryans was the right choice.
Yeah.
He was the right choice. The other one is now you can blame Carolina for this one because from what I understood, the Carolina people wanted CJ Stroud. Tepper, the owner, wanted Bryce Young. So so it was Tepper that wanted Bryce Young, but everybody else wanted CJ Stroud for the Panthers.
Yeah.
And then you can also thank put it this way. What's his name got a lot of heat for winning that last game last year, Lovie Smith. It cost him his job. So they were the second overall team to draft. They need to thank him now because they were number 2 and they got Stroud.
But let's be fair though. That Carolina team is bad.
They're terrible.
So
that team is terrible.
I would like to ask Adam Thielen a question. He said Carolina could win the Super Bowl.
Not while he's playing with them.
So that's my question, but yeah, I don't know. Do you think?
But here's the thing: he goes to Carolina, and he has 100 catches.
I'm not sure how many catches he had this year, but they didn't.
Nope, come on.
It was probably most insignificant 100 catches if he did have 100 catches.
Right. So he probably had an incentive-laden contract too. So he probably met those incentives. So he got paid, but I mean, you got your money, but you didn't win anything. Literally,
that's all some players care about.
A lot of them, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires too.
Did he sign a one-day contract?
Yeah, they'll probably have him sign a one-day contract.
Do you think Teddy signs a one-day contract?
Hard to say. Maybe. By the way, if I'm Detroit, why didn't I let? If you're Detroit, you kind of ask, why didn't you let Teddy Bridgewater at least take a snap in his final preseason
They
game?
said it before the game even started that Teddy was going to play.
He never saw the field, did he?
He never saw the field.
Yeah, there's something about Campbell that's probably going to cost the Lions in the playoffs.
Well, no, they're not going to get out of the first round. They're not beating the Rams. Look what Mullins did to that defense today.
Yeah. And Stafford's coming back in there.
Yeah. I mean, it took Mullins had almost 800 yards in 2 games against the Lions defense.
Yeah.
He had 6 I think he had 4 touchdowns and like 6 picks. Stafford ain't throwing 6 picks.
No. Matter of fact, Stafford's going to light him up. So
yeah. And they got Puka, they got Kupp, they got Higbee. Their running game is good. Yeah, so they scored 21 points against the 49ers today with their backups.
Yeah.
So what do you think they're going to do to that Lions defense? Dorian, that's a
there's a list of who gets fired. And this is a good question. You're not going to get better with Kirk. You're just going to stay status quo. Kirk is who he is.
And I talked about this earlier. Look at the teams, Stafford. Look at Goff. I mentioned someone else earlier. I forgot who it was, but what did the Lions do? What's the one thing Goff struggles with?
The blitz.
Pressure. So what do? How do you combat that? You get him a great offensive line. Since Goff he had a great offensive line in the Rams when he went to the Super Bowl, he's got a great offensive line in Detroit. you know, and he has the pieces around him that they needed. What golf? This is what we need for golf to win. So we need to get him. The Vikings have not done that with Cousins. We all know Cousins' limitations. Cousins needs certain things to win. The Vikings have not given him that. So it's partly the Vikings' fault. It's partly Cousins' fault. It's partly coaching. There's a lot of different issues. Will the
But now
Vikings
he's even
will the
more
Vikings be in the
limited.
playoffs if Cousins never got hurt? Yes, they would be. But he got hurt, so you were stuck with Mullins, you were stuck with Dobbs, and you were stuck with Hall. I wanted to see Hall. We saw Hall. He looked like Kellen Mond. I'm sorry. Um, so Dobbs is who he is. KOC tried to make Dobbs into a pocket passer. He's not a pocket passer. So I think so. Right now, the only quarterbacks on the roster for next year are Mullins and Hall. That's a scary proposition for Minnesota because there's only one quarterback who's ever played in the NFL who has a higher interception percentage than Jameson Winston, and that's Nick Mullins.
Well, they'll keep Nick they'll keep Mullins as insurance because he's no threat to Kirk. Put it that way.
Yeah.
As if they re-sign Kirk. And Darian, Daniil does want to come back, but he's frustrated. Does he really want to go through another rebuild though? I mean, he's damn near 30.
So he probably. And here's another thing. He kind of gave a hometown discount with his first contract extension.
Yeah.
I doubt he does that again.
He's not doing that again. He's
not coming off injury like he was that first time.
Nope. He's also, like I said, he also wants to get paid like a defensive end and not an outside linebacker. And that's the difference of probably a couple of mil. But
I would do, because I would not do more than 3 years if I'm Minnesota.
Oh, for Daniil?
Yeah.
He'll be what, 31?
Well, he's 30 now.
32.
So either 32 or 33, depending on when the birthday.
He'll have been in the league. He's been in the league a minute too.
Yeah, he came in the league when he was 19, I think.
Yeah, and that was what, 2015?
Yeah.
So he's damn near going on 10 years. Matter of fact, I think this year will be his 10th year coming up. And he's had a couple of injuries too. So there's some wear and tear.
So that's what I'm saying. 3 years. I would offer 3 years. What, 50? He probably won't take that though.
Mm-mm.
Because so you would think it'd have to be closer to like 3 years, 90?
Yes. Yeah, I would. He'll get a signing bonus too.
You think he'll take 3 years, 90? And would you pay him 3 years, 90?
The Vikings won't, but somebody will. So there's a lot of teams out there with cap room.
And you can't guarantee it because of his injury history.
Yeah, but you know what? He's been durable. He played all this year. Played all last year too, didn't he?
I think he might have missed 1 or 2 games last year.
Okay, but for the most part, he's been durable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Somebody will.
I don't see. I think 4 years is too much of a risk. I think if Vikings offer him 4 years at less money and he get only up to talk for 3 years to other teams, he might come back because of that 4th year.
Right. It really depends.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't.
You know
I
what?
don't think
Hold on,
Love is as
hold
good
on.
as everybody's making him out to be.
Yeah.
I don't think Love is as good as everybody's making him out to be. I mean, they're fucking sitting there saying, "Oh, look at Rod. He looks just like Rogers and Favre." Come on, man. I mean, he's not Rogers and Favre.
No.
And keep in mind, this is his first full year starting. People are going to get tape on him. You know?
Well, here's the thing: the Packers got to pay him now.
Yeah.
So guess what? He probably gets paid, and a lot of players regress once they get that first paycheck.
I wouldn't say he has exceptional weapons.
Oh God, he has no weapons.
LaFleur actually runs the ball though.
Yeah, LaFleur, he will. Yeah, he will. LaFleur, I give him credit. He runs the ball.
The Packers and Bears are tied for the worst receiving corps in the North. So, no, he's going to get more than $45 million.
You think so?
They'll probably give him more. They don't have an owner who's going to, But I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Jordan Love is terrible, but he's not going to be Rodgers and Favre.
Right.
So, but you wouldn't know. I mean, the network, Fox Network, was so far up his ass you couldn't tell where he stopped in the Fox Network again.
Fox is just like that with the Packers in general. That's the problem. The coaching is suspect with the Packers. It's also suspect with their defense. They wanted to get rid of Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator.
But he's played good. The defense has played good the last 2 games, so hopefully they keep Joe Barry, which is good because they still. I mean, that was more the Vikings not showing up.
Yeah, that's the way you got to look at it. The Vikings, like I said, the Vikings had their own. They were in charge of their own destiny, and they blew it.
Yeah, which usually when the Vikings own their own destiny, they screw it up a lot of times.
Yep. Yes, they do.
Back in was it 2001, the Arizona game?
2003, yeah.
Yeah. All you had to do was beat a lonely 2-win Arizona team. You couldn't even do that.
You couldn't even do that.
So
a lot of times we play down to our competition.
Yeah.
So Darian, they're not going to fire him this year, unfortunately.
No. Because he has the built-in injury excuse.
Yeah, that's true.
So, hey, I lost my quarterback. I lost my, I had to play my 4th-string quarterback. We had to go off the street and grab somebody to play quarterback. It's the first time the Vikings have ever used 4 quarterbacks to start a game in a season. So you have that in his favor. I personally don't think he can adjust. I don't think he's a very good head coach, but it doesn't matter what I think. I'm just a guy sitting on his couch doing YouTube videos. So,
he's another quarterback that's on the bubble. That's Justin Fields. There's been talk of the Bears trading him.
Well, they're happy right now. The Bears are happy with what they have. Some people are still saying that they're going to take a quarterback, but I don't see it. The Cardinals are happy with Murray, so they're not taking a quarterback. So, no, the Bills are not winning anything.
No, not at all.
Not with their quarterback.
No. Josh Allen will win it for you, and then he'll lose it for you too.
I told Bills fans this. I said I like Josh Allen, but he is not accurate. He's not. He's not. Could he be considered a franchise quarterback? I think Buffalo thinks he is. Mm-hmm. But there's other quarterbacks I'd much rather have than Josh Allen.
I think Buffalo's going to win the division. I think they're going to win the division.
What's the score right now?
21-14, 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. 21-14 Buffalo.
Who has the ball?
Buffalo just went for it on 4th down. I don't know if Allen got the first down. I don't know if Allen got the first down.
Game in Miami or Buffalo?
They're in Miami.
So weather's definitely not a factor.
I don't think he got – hold on. Let's see where they spotted the ball. Okay, we're gonna get a measurement because they
Is it going to be
spotted it
is
really
it going to be the
close.
same call as the Lions got against Minnesota? First down when it's not a first down.
Don't know yet, but it's kind of that same predicament. I'm gonna see what the distance is because I'll tell you what, if there's no way it's a first down, I don't think it's a first down.
I'd much rather have the Dolphins win than the Bills. Because they're one whoever wins is the what the 3 seed. Whoever loses is the 5th seed or 6th seed.
6 seed. He didn't get it. Miami's football.
So they're playing each other next week then.
You know, that's the second time in a row they've done that. Second year in a row.
And two is not hurt this year.
No. Last year they went with Skylar Thompson.
Uh-huh. I had Zoe was it Zoe? Yeah, Zoe told me earlier today that two was not a franchise quarterback.
Tua, I'm 50-50 on Tua.
Would you rather have him than Kirk?
I'm not big on left-handed quarterbacks.
Well, we might get one in Penix.
I know. But Tua, you know what? Tua's got weapons. I think the only weapon he'd have up here is JJ, but yeah, Tua might work.
Well, Addison.
And Addison, and Addison too.
And Hawkinson.
Yeah, if he's healthy.
But he's not going to play. He's probably not going to play the first 4 or 5 games next year.
No, he'll probably be on the on the PUP list.
Yeah.
Definitely for training camp, he'll be on the PUP list.
Well, he was this year too, so
yeah, that's his yeah, but he had an earache then.
Oh God. I want Chandler. Chandler is not the issue. KOC does not run the football. That's the issue.
T-Bass, Laporta's out for the year. He's out indefinitely. He's done.
Yeah. He has a very, very severe hyperextension, which is pretty much it. That takes at least I think that's at least a 4-week injury.
4-week injury.
So,
which once again, you got to ask, why the hell was Campbell playing his starters so late into the game?
Yep.
The right now being in the NFC North is only a little bit better than being in the NFC South.
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
North.
Basically, the NFC North is just maybe one ring better than the NFC South.
Because the Packers' defense is shitty. The Lions' defense is shitty. The Bears' offense is shitty. The Vikings' defense is shitty, and their offense has been shitty this year.
Yeah.
So there's not one good team. Every one of the teams in this division has a flaw somewhere.
Yeah, Laporta's out. I mean, with the Vikings too, I would prefer they stayed with Chandler, but they got Madison for another year. So,
are you predicting this, Freddie, or did they throw an interception?
I'm looking right now. I haven't seen one yet, but I probably have a delay from what he's seeing.
Sorry, my brother-in-law and my dad are both Dolphins fans, so.
Oh no, he threw an interception.
Okay. So I guess that's it then, right?
Yeah, he threw an interception. Tua threw an interception.
Who was he throwing it to?
I think it was Tyreek. Yeah, I think it was Tyreek.
Yeah, it is a hyperextension, but it's a very bad hyperextension.
It was really bad. It looked like a damn. Looked like it was worse than that.
I would rather have Brandon Powell as our third receiver than KJ.
He was throwing to the tight end of all people. Yeah, it was picked off, and yeah, it's over. You know what, Zoe? You're right. Miami could be. Buffalo wins the division. Buffalo wins the NFC East.
Tyreek was out on that play.
Oh, okay.
But
Buffalo-
AFC East is not a good division either because Buffalo's not good.
No. Well, remember there was that talk in the middle of the year that McDermott was going to lose his job.
And Buffalo and Miami's inconsistent, man.
Yeah.
They're bipolar. They can drop 70 on Denver, then they play like crap, like the next week.
Yeah. Did they take are they taking away the INT? Hold on.
Did he drop it?
No, I thought he had it. Yeah, they're in victory formation. Yeah, they're in victory.
So are you saying that wasn't an INT, or are you being sarcastic? Because you don't think Tua was a franchise quarterback?
Wow.
Did they run a play?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Miami plays Kansas City, huh?
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Although prime leader, Taylor Swift demands the Chiefs win.
Oh God, yeah.
Did you see the pregame for Fox? They said 2054 or 2053 30 years ago, and they had Taylor Swift as like the prime leader.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm sorry, prime leader Taylor Swift.
Oh my God.
Even my wife, they were showing Taylor Swift. My wife goes, "Nobody fucking cares about Taylor Swift."
No, nobody cares.
Not in the football world. Nobody cares.
No. Buffalo's playing the Steelers. Okay.
So
Miami's going to cold weather. Well.
Yeah.
Well,
so we'll
Miami
see.
gets the win. Miami gets the loss. So.
Are the Dolphins wearing their throwbacks or the regular uniforms?
Who?
The Dolphins.
No, they wore their regular uniforms.
See, if they would have worn the throwbacks, they would have won. They need to go back to those uniforms permanently.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So Caleb Evans. Do you think they, even though he's still in his rookie contract, do you think they totally just get rid of him?
He is a head case. They don't have much other options, though, at cornerback. That's the whole thing. They don't have any other option.
I think they signed one. They need a number one corner is what they need. Would
And
you
that's
trade? What would you trade for the guy from Denver? John Blank, number 2.
Yeah. What's his name?
Chad, if you know who we're talking about, the guy from Denver, the number 2. Where's number 2 defensive back?
I know who you're talking about. They just
Patrick Surtain Jr.
Surtain Jr.
Yeah.
They're going to want at least a 2.
As a Vikings, would you get? I know we don't have much picks, but would you give them a 2 for Surtain?
For Surtain? Yeah.
Draft a quarterback in the first round. Use our second pick to get.
Draft a
Surtain.
quarterback, and then you make that trade for Surtain, and you're probably going to have to add future draft picks into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it.
So then, let's say you get Penix first round. I'm just throwing a name out there. It could be Daniels. It could be Penix.
Okay.
So you get Penix, and then you get Surtain. And then you draft defense the rest of the draft, the 4th, the 5th picks, and all that.
Right, and who knows? You could find a UFDA with signing like you did Pace.
Yeah.
Good. There was also the Vikings had a guy. They say he's a project, but here's a DeAndre Carter.
Yeah, the guy from
Air
Army.
Force guy. They said he's a project. I'm like, put him in there now.
Yeah, there was no reason for him not to play today.
Yeah, put him in there now. What have you got to lose? See,
I don't think, and the reason why I'm saying The reason I'm saying don't trade Justin Jefferson is because I don't think that you get enough for him. You need more for JJ than what you got for Diggs. You can't take what you got for Diggs for JJ. JJ is a much better player than Diggs is.
Well, but then some people will say, but you got Addison.
Addison's not a number one. He was completely shut down when JJ was hurt.
He's also a rookie.
But he's too small. I don't think he's a. I don't think JJ. I mean, but you have JA, then you have nothing else.
I want to address the Andre Carter comment.
Yeah,
he's from the Air Force. Okay, so for the NFL he needs to beef up. But guess what? Once his football career is over, he's going back into the Air Force. He's going to have to lose that weight. So use him now.
And during the off season, he's got because they have to do the 4 years because they went to the university.
Yeah, he's got
during the off season. As soon as now that the Vikings season's over, he goes straight to his where he's supposed to be.
He goes back to the Air Force.
Yeah,
he goes back to the Air Force. So for him to gain that weight, it does not help him. He's military strong, but is he Army or Air Force?
Yeah, he's Army.
Okay, still armed forces.
Yeah,
he's military strong, which I'll tell you what, he's probably got better endurance than probably a lot of these players out now because he is military. So I'll tell you what, play him. Play him. Especially when you're down as many players as you are, get him out there, let him get his knocks, let him learn on the
I guarantee he was showed up against the Packers.
Definitely. No, but instead they paraded Troy Dye out there.
Well, solid, but not number one. Look at the difference between you say he's a rookie, but look at JJ as a rookie compared to Addison as a rookie. That's the difference. I'm just saying.
Okay, was Diggs the number one?
Diggs got the same treatment that JJ got. Diggs didn't play his first couple games.
Was he a number one? Was he a number one? No.
Not. It was more of a 1A, 1B when Diggs was here.
With Thielen?
Yeah. So I think if you put JJ in his prime at the same time Thielen was in his prime, I think JJ is the clear number one and Adam Thielen's the number two. It was 1A and 1B when Thielen and Diggs were in their prime. I'm not saying Stephon Diggs wasn't good, but I don't think he's the same level as JJ. JJ is like a once in a generation, like we're talking like Randy Moss type of receiver. I mean, he had 1,000 yards in 6 games this year.
Yeah, which also helps him because you got a quarterback, you got a offensive coordinator who doesn't run the football. So guess what he's going to do?
I think, not 6 games. I think it was like 8 or 9 games, but still, he had 1,000 yards and a half.
He's going to throw like a maniac. So,
yeah. No, I'm not saying I'm not saying John Addison's not a good receiver. I just don't think he's a number one like JJ is what I'm saying. But if you're going to bring in a rookie quarterback, I definitely think you need more. You definitely need JJ more.
If you're going to bring in a rookie quarterback, somebody needs to really sit down KOC and tell him you have to run the ball.
It's not Chandler to have the issue with. It's the coach not calling running plays.
I'd rather see Chandler as the number one guy. I have no problem with Chandler as a running back, but you need the head coach has to show at least a patience to run the ball. He just doesn't. He does not. True. You can't keep feeding. Everybody knows you're going to give Jefferson the ball, especially if with Hawkinson now. We'll see what happens with Hawkinson, but
Yeah. And granted, the injury, if he just tore one of his ligaments, he'd probably be back for the start of the season. But the fact that he tore two is the reason why he's going to be out for so long.
yeah, it's like I said, this team's got more questions than answers.
Chandler ran pretty good today behind the bad offensive line.
You know what though? And he was running today, and once again they took the ball out of his hands.
And they gave it to Madison, and Madison didn't get any yards.
Yep, they took it out of his hands.
Now, I don't want to trade JJ because, like I said, I don't think you're going to get value for what he's worth. But if you get 3 first-round picks in like a third or a second, I would think about it. But
here's the thing: you could, depending on your GM, if your GM could swing some sort of a deal, if you trusted your GM to come up with a deal, like Spielman was pretty good at this, you could probably swing it. But when you've got, I mean, we have nobody even with a bargaining brain to work out a trade. I mean, we're trading in our division and getting burned for it. You know, so we are just, it's with this team, it's a big
1,000 yards in 10 games for less.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know the Vikings won games when he wasn't playing, but
I've already said it before. I've given Kirk credit. Kirk actually bailed out KOC. And I'm starting to believe that.
Top 15 quarterback covers a lot of teams.
He bailed out KOC big time.
Which I know you hate giving Cousins compliments.
Yeah, I got to admit that. And I'm glad this season's over so I can stop admitting it.
But it's probably going to happen again next year. I'm just saying, and like I said, it's probably 95% chance that he re-signs with Minnesota.
Yeah, the numbers are there. It's inevitable.
I know a lot of people don't want that, but it's probably going to happen. So, we got to come to the realization that I'm not saying that probably they may not draft a quarterback. They may draft Cam, the guy who's going to transfer to another school, but ended up going pro. But Cam Ward, I think.
Right.
He might be a good pick in the second round, but he's not start ready. He may need to sit a couple years.
Right.
So you sign Cousins for a couple years, and then you have your quarterback.
Well, and here's another thing. We don't know if Kirk is gonna, how he's gonna come back from this Achilles.
Right.
That's a problem.
Mentally, physically he'll probably be fine, but mentally, is he gonna think about that Achilles every time he drops back?
And let's admit, Kirk is fragile when it comes to mental. He's fragile.
Yeah.
He's just hard to say. Bob, you got to wait for Yogi to come on if you want to mock.
Yeah, I don't have the setup yet to do a mock draft. I need a second monitor, and I don't have one. So, and Tony doesn't have one either. So
no,
we're both on laptops. So
yeah. And to be honest, I just don't care. I'm not. Once the season's over, I wind down. I don't get into the whole off-season thing. Yeah, I follow the news, but I don't fully get into it till probably a week before the draft. And even then, after the draft is over, I'm not into it till season starts. It's just you need to wind down.
Yeah, we might do one more status of the North, which for like the final year, we might do that. Mm-hmm. We're still going to do the vintage every Wednesday. So, because that's history, that's nothing new. That's not current affairs. That's nothing.
Yeah.
So, but every Wednesday we'll still do the vintage show. But but that's pretty much the only. And because I don't think you're going to do your takes in the off season, right?
No, I'll do my last take tomorrow. Kind of a year-end wrap. I might do a take on if there's any Viking news, but it has to be major for me to do it. But other than that,
I would not mind that. Embrace. I would not mind that at all.
I would too. But here's the funny part about that. McCarthy will probably have a different head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably have a different head coach. Ravens would have to. You see, this is.
The problem with the Ravens is the Ravens don't make those type of trades where they give up 3 or 4 first.
No, and the Texans now, they could be a player away from having a top offense if Stroud stays healthy.
But are they willing to give up draft picks to get a player like JJ, or do they think they can draft a receiver?
Well, they actually got a couple of receivers. They got Tank Dell or was it Tank Dell?
Yeah, Tank Dell.
He got hurt, and they got Nico Collins.
Right.
So you've got 2. They need a little help on the defensive side of the ball. But they also run the ball. They're another team that runs the ball.
Yeah, if you're a Vikings fan, you should watch tomorrow night's championship game because one of those 2 quarterbacks has a strong possibility of being Minnesota's next quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think, like I said earlier, I think Williams and Drake May are gone, even with the Vikings picking at 11.
Well, and I don't. Well, from what I understood, Williams doesn't want to play for the Bears. Is that true?
But the Bears aren't going to take a quarterback.
No, they'll take Harrison.
Yeah, they're going to take Harrison Jr.
Okay.
He's probably going to be the first pick.
And who's
unless the Bears trade?
And let me see, who's number 2?
Unless the Bears trade out of that first pick, the Cardinals are 2, and they're not taking a quarterback either. So the first and second pick could. Arizona's got the second pick. So unless they trade out of that, they're not going to take a quarterback. So that right there is already number 3 that the quarterback's not going to go to. So, but I think the Washington Commanders are 3. That might be your first spot where they take a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think they're sold on Howell.
Especially with the new regime.
Howell is a stopgap.
Especially with the new owners. Because you got to remember, the new Washington ownership group didn't take over until preseason. So they really have not had a chance to do a full ownership grip on the franchise yet.
They haven't done anything. I think.
Yeah. So this offseason, we'll see what they really think about the players they release, the players they keep, what they do in the draft, what they do in the offseason, and stuff like that.
Right. So this is now their team.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make moves, and I think the first one is Bieniemy. I think they give Bieniemy that coaching job.
Right. And I know that I think they have a new stadium coming to you. They want to build it where because they're tearing down RFK. I think they want to
put that stadium
where RFK is.
They want to. They're in a suburb now. They're in Landover.
Right.
And they want to be.
And they want to keep
DC.
And they want to keep the team in Washington D.C. because the Washington D.C. is losing 2 of their 4 teams. The Capitals and the Wizards are moving to Virginia.
Oh, are they moving?
Yep. So the same guy owns both teams. So
and he's moving them to Virginia?
He's moving them to Virginia.
What are they going to be called?
I still think they're going to be called Washington because it's the Washington area.
Oh, that's right, because DC's in.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that.
I don't think they're going to change the name of the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Nationals play in DC, don't they?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So because they try to get a stadium arena and they couldn't get an arena done in Virginia's like, well, come here, we'll give you an arena. So that's why they're moving to Virginia. Virginia's been trying to get professional franchises forever.
I believe it.
So yeah. So if they can't get a stadium done in the RFK, or RFK is maybe the Washington team will move to Virginia as well. Because like I said, it's still the same area. So,
right. Okay. Well. Who knows?
I think he's 11. I don't think he's a reach at 11.
It's a draft is a crapshoot anyway, so you got to look at it that way.
Yeah. I was looking at something earlier this month. First round quarterbacks, you have more of a chance of getting a career franchise quarterback in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
But the success of the hit and miss between rounds 1, 2, and 3 is about the same. You can get a franchise quarterback usually in between the first 3 rounds. Is usually where you find a franchise quarterback. And late round quarterbacks are probably lower end on that. They usually don't pan out. You hardly ever get a franchise quarterback out of it, but you can get a franchise quarterback out of it. It's exceedingly rare, but you can get one. So quarterback is probably the most crapshoot position of any position in the draft.
And but here's the thing, folks. Don't be surprised if the Vikings, like Bob Sweet says, trade back.
It's actually less than 50-50 in a first round quarterback. It's like 30-70. There's more bust and flameouts than there are successful quarterbacks. I mean, look at everybody thought Josh Allen was the next greatest thing. He's struggling. You know, Tua is struggling. Wentz, you know, almost pretty much out of the league. You know, the no pants Trey Lance almost out of the league. So it's, you know, for every CJ Stroud, you know, there's a
and we don't know what CJ Stroud is going to do his second year.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. So some hit a wall year 2, some hit a wall year 3. When did Wentz get hurt? Was that like his third
Wentz
year?
got hurt his rookie year.
He was hurt his rookie year?
Yeah. He was rookie of the year MVP level when he got hurt going into the end zone. And then
in that Rams game.
Then Nick Foles.
Okay.
Yeah, the Rams game. Then Nick Foles became, yeah. But HE, I see what you're saying about always a fan of trading back. Yes, the Vikings do need picks, but
the Vikings
also need a quarterback.
The Vikings will trade back just to save money.
They need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback, though, badly. So, hey, can we wrap this up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just want to take the time to thank everybody for watching, and especially want to thank everybody for allowing me, including Catch and Yogi, to come on this season and voice my opinion and rant and rave and bitch and moan about this football team. I have the ability now to go on camera. Usually I would type it all out on my pages, but I want to thank Yogi for putting me out here and giving me this platform, and you guys for showing up week in and week out. And thank you for watching us on the Vintage, because that's our bread and butter.
Yeah, that's our baby.
Yeah, that's our baby. Yeah. And thank you for supporting us, and always up to suggestions. And we'll be doing the Vintage year round.
Yeah, we have a couple ideas for our next show.
Right.
I think we've decided on doing it since this year ended so poorly. We did horrible seasons. I think we're actually going to do a season.
We are going to hit the Super Bowl years, and we're going to hit 98 for sure,
and 69. The championship year. So
we
haven't decided what order.
We just haven't decided which one we're going to do first.
Yeah.
So
I'm leaning towards 69, but we'll figure it out, because closer to the draft, we've already done a draft show, number 1 picks, but closer to the draft, we'll actually get into more draft stuff, like, you know, who was a surprise draft pick, who was all that type of stuff. We'll get into that closer to the draft. But yeah, like I said, we really appreciate everybody being here. Bob, Skull for Life Barber, Freddie, HE. So I think you've been here a couple of times. HE, Embrace the Suck. You've been in here a couple of times. So T Bass is always here. Norpheus, Too Evil. If I forget Dorian, I mean he helps us with content create as well. We appreciate everybody being here. You don't have to listen to just a couple of guys just talking on YouTube, but we appreciate that you guys are here. Yeah. We wouldn't, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have anybody to talk to. So we appreciate it. We love the feedback. We love the interaction with you guys. You guys answer us questions, we answer. We love all that. We like to get different perspectives, because maybe sometimes we're wrong on things. Sometimes sometimes our opinion can be skewed sometimes when someone offers up a good example. So we really appreciate that. The vintage is the one show we're gonna do that every Wednesday. Unless there's like a family emergency or unless there's circumstances where we can't do it. That show is going to be every Wednesday, all year round. The Status of the North will probably do that Friday, and that probably be the end of that until the draft. We'll probably do one for the draft. And for obviously the post game show, there's no game, there's no post game show. So
yeah, season's over, folks.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, so we'll probably do a couple of draft review shows. We might even be live for the draft. We haven't decided. We'll all work on that. But like I said, I've been wanting to do YouTube for a long time. I also want to thank Yogi for getting me into YouTube. Yogi Rap, Justin, you get everybody talk to me. SK, thank you so much for the invitation into the organization, the School for Life Media Network. I appreciate everybody giving me the support to do this, giving me the push to finally get into this. And Tony. I couldn't ask for a better co-host, so I appreciate it. So once again, Viking season's over, comes to an end. Not surprising.
It was a downer.
Yeah.
The expectations were high. A lot of fans had a high expectation for this team. I kept mine level. I did say 7-10.
Well, you did pick the Bears to win the division,
and I did pick the Bears to win the division.
I thought the Vikings were going to win the division by default.
Did I put the Vikings in a wild? I didn't even have the Vikings making the playoffs.
Well, you had them 7-10, so they wouldn't. Yeah,
yeah, they weren't making the playoffs.
I had the Vikings winning the division by default. I didn't believe in the Lions. I still don't believe in the Lions.
I still don't believe in the Lions.
I think the Lions won the division by default. So
yeah, I still don't believe in the Lions, and will probably be vindicated next week. But
not only that, in next year, I think the Lions probably go back to being the Lions. So
yeah, and you know what? Two teams from the North are in the playoffs. It's not the Vikings. So you cheer for whoever you want to.
It ain't the Packers.
See, here's the problem. I don't want to cheer for the Packers. I definitely don't want to cheer for the Cowboys. So I'm going to watch that game with no interest at all.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch that game either.
I can't cheer for the Cowboys. I'll cheer for the Packers before I cheer for the Cowboys, but I will not.
See, the only time I ever cheer for the Cowboys is when they play the Packers.
Oh, I'll never. No, for me,
yeah,
I hate the Cowboys more than the only reason I hate the Packers is because they're in our division.
Right.
I hate the Cowboys with every ounce of fiber of my body. I hate that.
I hate them. I hate them equally, but I can't ever cheer for the Packers.
No, I hate the my hatred for the Cowboys is real. Okay, yeah. I don't like nothing about them. F that team, F Jerry Jones, F Dallas, F that star. I don't like I got respect for their players. I got respect for a lot of their coaches, but F that franchise.
Yeah.
F that and Jerry Jones is just the latest one I can say F you to. And yeah, I'm still mad at 1975.
On that note, we want to thank everybody for joining us. You guys have a great rest of your night and look forward to the draft.
I know you're scared. Yeah, I do too. If I were you. I know you're scared. I do too. If I were you. You better bring your A